上一集健康飲食須知分享咗礦物質鎂嘅重要性，今集將分享另一種重要嘅礦物質鋅，其重要性僅次於鎂。鋅係人體第3重要嘅營養素，僅次於維他命 D3 同鎂，參與超過200種酶嘅運作，對健康至關重要。尤其50歲以上嘅人士必須每日補充維他命 D3、鎂同鋅。鋅缺乏會導致7種症狀，影響生活品質，甚至危及生命。1. 夜盲症，2. 低固酮，3. 腹瀉，4. 痤瘡，5. 脫髮，6. 白內障，7. 胸腺萎縮。
Today I want to discuss the 7 warning signs of a zinc deficiency that has the potential to make your life a living hell. Now we're going to go through all of these, but I will say number 7 is the most deadly and it's the most common. The reason I'm doing a video on zinc is because zinc is the 3rd most important nutrient. Number 1 being vitamin D. Why? Because vitamin D is involved in 2,500 genes. Number 2 is magnesium. Why? Because it's involved in 300 different enzymes. And zinc is number 3 because it's involved with over 200 different enzymes. That's a lot of biochemistry. Zinc allows you to make glutathione, which is the most powerful antioxidant. Zinc is highly concentrated in your prostate. It helps you make sperm and testosterone. Zinc is also in your pancreas, the specific part that makes insulin. Zinc is even in your brain, in a very specific part that is like a relay switch to your memories. It's called a hippocampus. So when your hippocampus goes down, you get dementia. Then you also have zinc's involvement in wound healing, decreasing gastritis, helping you make collagen, and even helping you grow your hair. But now let's get into the symptoms that can make your life a living hell. Night blindness is one big indication of a zinc deficiency. And if you've ever drove at night when it's dark out and you can't see, it's extremely scary and dangerous. All right, number 2, low testosterone. In fact, you can even get something called hypogonadism, where your testicles are shrunk. Now, if you're female, you're going to notice your estrogen and progesterone are going to be excessively low. And if you're female going through menopause, you need those hormones to be a lot higher. And if they're not, your life can be a living hell. As far as cortisol goes, what happens, the cortisol goes down because someone's deficient in zinc, and then that sends a signal back up to the brain, and then the brain causes the adrenal glands to overcompensate, so then you make more cortisol because you don't have enough zinc. So guess what? You're going to have more stress. All right, that was number 2. Number 3 is diarrhea. And if you've ever had chronic diarrhea, your life will be a living hell. A lot of children who consume a lot of cereal and grains in poor countries develop diarrhea because of a zinc deficiency, because these grains have something called phytic acid that blocks the absorption of zinc. Number 4 is acne. I had really bad acne in high school, and that was very unfortunate because it really affected my self-esteem. I had one interest in high school, that was girls, but I had acne. So that was a big barrier. No confidence. Your skin is highly influenced by zinc. Number 5 is alopecia. You actually lose hair. If you combine acne with hair loss, that would be a life of living hell. Zinc is so important in helping the growth of the root of the hair, also making the hair thick, and also to support the elasticity of the entire hair. All right, number 6 is the need for cataract surgery, because a lack of zinc can cause cataracts, which is terrible because your lens of your eye starts becoming opaque and you just can't see. You just like, everything is like white. So personally, I don't want cataracts. And number 2, I don't want surgery on my eyes. All right, now comes number 7. So you might want to be sitting down for this one because this one is extremely important. Maybe you're not ready for this. Maybe I should cover this in the next video. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what it is. The thymus gland, which is the master immune gland, which sits on top of the heart, shrinks.
研究顯示，補充鋅可以改善免疫功能，並且延緩衰老，對抗癌症同感染。保持均衡攝取鋅對維持健康至關重要，因為鋅對免疫系統嘅運作，尤其係胸腺嘅健康，扮演關鍵嘅角色。影片提到，缺鋅症狀中最危險嘅係胸腺萎縮，而胸腺萎縮會導致免疫力下降，使身體更加容易受到感染。胸腺同 T 細胞喺免疫系統中負責控制同協調免疫反應，不適當嘅治療，例如過度使用抗生素同退燒藥，反而會削弱咗免疫系統。
But what's fascinating is it starts shrinking right after puberty. Check this out. You have a very healthy thymus gland, right? You have all that gland right there. And then at age 25, it's already down to this level. Now, the rest of this is just fat. And then look at 50 years old, significantly less thymus gland, thus less immune system. And then at 70, you just have traces of this thymus gland. So you have maybe just a little bit of residue left to be able to fight infections. The thymus is the most important immune gland. It makes T cells. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard of T cells, but the letter T stands for thymus because they originate from the thymus gland. And these T cells control and coordinate every aspect of your immune system. If you instantly just take an antibiotic for every infection and an aspirin to reduce the fever, you weaken the immune system. I would just let it go through its cycle. I wouldn't try to suppress it. If it gets over 104, okay, good, check with your doctor. But that fever really is part of your immune defenses, and it's there to cook the viruses and bacteria. But the T cells are not just about infection. They're also about killing cancer and preventing autoimmune diseases. So if there's immune cells that are not able to differentiate, in other words, they're not able to tell the difference between your cell and a bad guy or a pathogen, then your immune system kills them, gets rid of them, because we don't want to have a self-attack. And that's what happens in autoimmune diseases.
研究顯示，空腺再生對延長壽命有重要嘅影響。透過生長激素治療，可以刺激空腺嘅增長，並降低癌症同感染嘅風險。空腺再生亦都與運動能力有關。研究顯示，即使唔增加額外嘅運動量，接受治療嘅受試者最大肺活量亦都提升咗20%，顯示健康狀況有顯著嘅改善。
A researcher, Professor Greg Fay, who has some mind-blowing research I want to share with you. His whole thing is about anti-aging, and he basically all of his work is designed to help restore and regenerate this atrophied thymus gland. So if you can actually regenerate the thymus gland, you can literally increase lifespan because you're going to decrease the risk of getting cancer and infections. So in his study, he gave patients growth hormone, also metformin and DHEA to prevent the side effect of growth hormone, which is diabetes. The growth hormone actually stimulated the growth of the thymus. And a 20% increase in VO2 max. I mean, VO2 max is your maximum lung capacity, your ability to use oxygen, which a high level usually relates to an athlete, but the subjects that went through his program didn't do a lot of extra exercise. He was one of the first people to reverse this biological clock. So this is fascinating information. I was really excited about it. I started to look into the research on animal studies.
另一方面，鋅喺促進再生同延緩衰老方面，亦都有驚人嘅效果。研究表明，補充鋅不僅能夠促使空腺功能恢復，仲能夠改善免疫系統，增加自然殺手細胞數量。缺鋅嘅原因包括年齡增長、腸道問題、全素飲食即不食用動物產品、攝取過量酒精、糖分、慢性壓力同某些藥物。呢啲因素都會影響鋅嘅吸收同利用，導致健康問題。補充鋅時，建議以10:1嘅比例同時補充銅，有助維持體內營養平衡。適當嘅鋅銅比例對確保免疫系統健康至關重要。
And I found some additional information I want to share with you. In this one study, a rat study, they transplanted a thymus from a younger rat into this older rat. And there was remarkable regeneration and aging. It was just quite mind-blowing. The rat lived a lot longer with regrowth of the organ. Okay, now I want to show you two amazing studies involving giving zinc to mice. A full recovery of the thymus function with regrowing of the organ and a partial improvement in the immune system as measured by natural killer cells. So we're increasing these natural killer cells that basically kill viruses and they kill cancer. Let me just quickly cover what causes a zinc deficiency. Number 1, getting older. Number 2, having gut issues. Number 3, not consuming animal products, alcohol, sugar, chronic stress, and certain medications. Zinc also has to be balanced out with copper. And anytime you take zinc, I recommend taking also with copper at a ratio of 10:1. 10 times as much zinc as copper. I would recommend one more thing, and that would be a thymus extract. But when I buy supplements, I do look at reviews, and it's quite fascinating. People are improving their histamine levels, decreasing allergies. Some people claim that their hair is getting darker, because in the study that Dr. Greg Fay did, he also found a smaller group of people started noticing darker hair. You don't want to have premature shrinkage of your thymus gland. You want to extend it as long as possible.
關於新嘅營養補充劑，各位可以自行到藥房或者網店選購。絕大部分新嘅補充劑都會同時補充少量銅。購買時留意產品營養標籤係咪包含銅即可。此外，如果希望身體吸收少量嘅銅，以促進新嘅吸收，亦都可以佩戴純銅手鏈或者手鐲，透過皮膚接觸，身體便能夠吸收少量嘅銅。不過，購買時需要注意，純銅手鏈或者手鐲嘅表面不能夠有鍍膜，必須確保皮膚能夠直接接觸到純銅，先能夠發揮效果。今集健康飲食須知到此結束，下次將會分享更加多健康飲食同營養補充嘅資訊。